Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friend Toran. It's good to have you, Toran, here with me. The others that were kind of not able to make it, but I'm sure we'll have a good time today. um, but anyway, Toran, let's go ahead and see what's on your wrist.
Oh, right, yeah. So I get a new watch pretty much every week,
Yeah.
and
All right.
so yesterday is my latest acquisition here. This is an Archimedes 39 millimeter pilot watch.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really drawn to the bracelet and the dimensions.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of miss having a German Flieger in the collection, so when this one came up, I was happy to pick it up. And I actually reached out to Bobby Legs as the resident German watch expert
Yeah.
because I haven't previously owned the brand Archimedes, but he was very helpful in giving me some information in terms of how their cases are made and just some of the manufacturing behind it. So it's a really quality piece.
Yeah. That's very cool. I saw you holding it yesterday on your live stream. So yeah, that was a good stream. I think I caught about 70% of it. I need to complete it, but yeah, it was a good chat. How did the chat come about?
Yeah, so I mean, for those of you who are watching, yesterday on my channel, I had a live stream with Jason from he's the owner of Zenea watches, which is it's a Canadian micro brand, but they're Swiss made timepieces. And he was launching a campaign this Canada Day for his Eula diver to raise money for Habitat for Humanity. And the idea is it's called Zenea Time Traveler. So he's going to be loaning out one of his dive watches to multiple people within Canada across all the provinces and territories. And they're going to do some like fun stuff with it. It's going to come with like a log book, and people are going to take pictures. And it's just going to go from province to province, coast to coast over the course of a year. And then it'll be auctioned off at the end too. So all the
Yeah.
while, people can make donations to Habitat for Humanity. And I got to know Jason because he's local. He's in Toronto. I mean, he's more local to you, I guess. But Bob from Time to Go Travel and Timepieces is actually really good friends with Jason, and I kind of learned about Jason and Zenea vicariously through Bob's channel. So I
Okay.
was
Yeah.
able to review his dive watch about this time last year, and yeah, so I'm excited for the campaign, and also he's got some more stuff coming down the pike. So Zenea is going to be developing more watches a little bit in the future, but I'm not sure how much I can say about it, so I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. No, that's good. It was a really good stream. He seems like a really cool guy. Um, but yeah, that's a really great idea. I don't know how they came up with that idea, but that I think I was mentioning to you that watch is going to have so many stories to tell, and it's all going to be well documented.
Yeah,
So, which is rare, right? You can, if you buy a vintage watch or something, secondhand, you can only guess what the watch has been through. But with this one, it's gonna, have a logbook. It's gonna have pictures, videos. It's gonna be crazy. So
yeah, and I've already heard whispers of like some of the stuff that's going to happen with that watch. Like they're going to try and get someone to dive with it in the Nordic or under ice conditions. There's going to be someone skydiving with it, hopefully.
yeah,
I plan to take it maybe mountain biking or doing something with it. So
yeah,
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, for sure. Oh, well, on my wrist, I have my trusty 9F Grand Seiko. This is the SBG V238. I put it on the bracelet because it was really humid and muggy today.
Yeah.
Really, really damp weather. So
Did you
yeah,
review that
it,
on your channel yet?
I have not. That's
Okay.
that's kind of how you can tell that it's like a long-term keeper, is if I take forever to review it. I This one I've had for quite some time, and I've just been wanting to review it, but I keep putting it off. And yeah, I want to get to it, but I want to also do it justice. So because of that, I want to take my time. I want to set aside an hour, you know, away from the kids and do it properly. Not that I don't do the others properly, but you
No,
know.
no, right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the bracelet's growing on me. I took it off the bracelet right as I got the watch. And this is the first time I've really worn it long term on the bracelet. And even though, it's not well integrated to the case, there's a kind of charm to it that I don't mind. It's just maybe it's just Grand Seiko bracelet familiarity. I'm so
Yeah.
familiar with this bracelet. It's just a bargain, no, not bargain, partsman bracelet. Every Grand Seiko comes with this kind of bracelet, pretty much. And because of that, I think maybe it's that familiarity. I'm trying to figure out what my feelings are about it, really. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I would actually like to extend some advice on that too, based on my personal experience with like a couple of Grand Seikos. And that is, I made the same, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but my tendency was to immediately swap out the bracelet on the Grand Seikos that I've owned and put them on like a rubber or leather strap. But actually wearing it on the bracelet, like putting it back on the bracelet and wearing it, is like the most comfortable configuration I found for my Grand Seikos
yeah,
in the past. So I do think, I mean, it does seem like they do have a fairly generic design language, and they don't really do a lot to make some improvements. But for the watch and how it balances out the head of the watch, I find it works really well.
yeah. You're absolutely right. When it comes to balancing out the head of the watch, it does balance it out really well. Um, in general, though, I really like Grand Seiko bracelets. It was just with this specific watch, I wanted it. I bought it intentionally to put it on a leather strap. But I really felt like wearing it on this hot and muggy day, and so you know, went back on the bracelet and I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, but everyone in the chat, it's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. This is one of my favorite things to do. Whether there's a lot of guys with me on the panel, or if it's just you guys in the chat, I do appreciate you all. So let's say hi to everyone and let us know what you're wearing. But yeah, Amin was first. Look at that, Amin. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. And Peter and Ross. Hey, man. Good to see you. Bill is here. Archimede is owned by Ickler, famous German watch keys manufacturer. Okay. Didn't know
Yeah, I
that.
learned that from Bobby Legs. So thanks.
Oh, there you go. uh, Marat, good to see you. And Rick is here too. Hey, Rick. Thanks for joining us and being here. Ajay is here. Hey, man. Kevin as well. Wow, you guys, thanks for joining us. Watch Medicine, also known as our Bobby. Good to see you, man. He's complimenting Toran's cap.
Thanks. Yeah, it really is. This stems from not like my hair hasn't been cut in like over 2 months, and next week I think Ontario is easing up enough restrictions where I can get a haircut. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I get my wife does my hair, but it'll be nice to more freely move around. But
Mhm.
I'm enjoying it right now as well. Calvin, good to see you, man. Sam isn't here today, but Sam should be in the chat in a little bit, I think. Marat's wearing the Matrix. Very cool. That is one of the nicer Grand Seiko dials. Rick says he only owns one GS, the white birch, but the bracelet on mine is great. Not sure if it's different on other GSs. I tend to like the bracelets on Grand Seikos. They get a lot of flack for not having micro adjust.
Yeah,
They are comfortable though. I think because there's no micro adjust, they're thinner profiled and they wear well. So the white birch is something else. Though. Wow, great choice. Missing Keith today, but some watch specials today. The farmers market. Yeah, that's a good one, Bill. Yep, he's probably haggling the watch deals at the farmers market. Oil Money is here as well. Good to see you, man. Bobby, you and more importantly, your watches survived the Miami Honda collapse. Oof. Yeah, that was not a good situation.
Mhm.
Thoughts and prayers out to all the families there. Really gut wrenching. Life is really fragile, which is why I appreciate you, Toran, and everyone in the chat so much more because we're here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah, not to be morbid or anything, but I do appreciate everyone here.
I was wondering where you're going with that, but thanks for I guess highlighting how transient time is, and time with people is important. So.
Yeah, 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 I mean that in the best way possible. um, all right, so Rick is wearing the VC Overseas dual time. Very cool. I've seen a couple of pictures of that on the Super Best Watch Friend chat. Really, really nice piece. Alman agrees with me. There you go.
I agree with you too, but in a roundabout way, I was just saying you're right. I do think they get some flack for not having micro adjustments, but the comfort is definitely there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they flow very nicely. Really, really good ergonomics. Okay, so let me take a sip of my orange juice in my bronze chalice, since bronze is the flavor of the week. We had a couple of watch announcements. I don't know. I was kind of interested to see what you thought, Torn, of the bronze Black Bay 58, since you've owned, I think, the previous two 58s. Yeah, so this week they released, Tudor released bronze Black Bay 58. Notable improvement is the clasp with a T-lock extension, I think they're calling it, with the on-the-fly extension system. But Torn, do you have any hot takes on it?
I mean, I only saw some stock photos, and I'm wondering, is the bracelet bronze as well?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
How do you wear that, like without like your wrist turning green, right?
I can't answer that. I guess you kind of just put up with it, because Oris did it. Oris did a daring move, and they released a full bronze bracelet last year, I think, with a special edition chronograph, and then this year with the cotton candy releases. And so I guess Tudor, I mean, they're probably unrelated, but Tudor decided to do that as well. I really can't tell you how that's going to go, but
well, I like the color combination. Like, it's kind of like what, a brown dial with like a bronze case.
Brown dial, bronze case. It's got the Explorer dial, so 369. Looks good. I think that's kind of exclusive to the bronze look, or the Tudor bronze Black Bays. They tend to have a 369. The previous ones were 43 millimeters, so quite a bit bigger. And I've seen some not so flattering pictures of that bronze aging, like a lot of the character lines and marks on the case that give it its character kind of melting away. I don't know if it's just a single isolated incident, but in general, I'm kind of scared of bronze because of that. I don't know how that case, are those sharp lines still going to be sharp in 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years, or is it just going to be all just a big puddle?
You can refinish bronze manually. Like, I had a couple of bronze watches, and you can like brush them with lime juice, and it kind of it removes the patina more or less.
Yeah, but when you're doing that, you're kind of taking away metal, right? Well, when it's kind of reacting with the patinated copper, I'm assuming. So you're taking that out. So as time goes on, you keep cleaning it. If you choose to keep cleaning it, maybe if you don't clean it, it'll retain its character lines and its shape. Maybe the person where I saw those pictures of the Tudor crown kind of all blended in and losing its shape. I think that is my biggest concern with bronze.
Like overall, I mean, I kind of like the look, but I'm skeptical of like how it's going to perform. And it's interesting to me because with Tudor, now they went bronze, they went silver, and they went gold. Like, I figured maybe they would spend more time with a stainless steel, just trying to update some of the design and colorway options for those watches. I think that would be a safer and more popular choice, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they had to maybe follow their slogan of "Born to Dare." I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I like the color. I like bronze. I like the idea of bronze. But I'm a little skeptical. I've owned the Oris Big Crown Pointer Date bronze, so the 80th anniversary. I owned it for a few months, and after a while, I started to get concerned about how this is going to age because I didn't think about it when I purchased it.
I think Oris does a good job with bronze. Like I think certain companies stand out more. Oris and Helios comes to mind only because I recently picked up one of their watches, but I've seen a couple of their bronze watches, and they're gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. There are also different alloys of bronze too, like the copper
Sure.
tin alloy, copper aluminium alloy. I think the copper aluminium alloy is less prone to patina, less reactive, and I think that's what Tudor's been using, copper aluminium. I'm not sure, but maybe that's the issue. I don't know. I know Rado did a copper aluminium bronze Captain Cook, and with a red dial. That one was super cool. I'd like to get my hands on that for at some point, but
I
yeah.
reviewed a Captain Cook. I think it was bronze and blue. But
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah, it was nice.
yeah. Well, yeah. So that was kind of the the main news, I think, for the week. It was an interesting release from Tudor. Kind of disappointing for me, but hey, can't be pleased with everything, right? So
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's nice, but I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon right away.
yeah, yeah. So let's check in, see what you guys are saying in the chat. Kevin says that's why you have to buy more watches. Plurkner says, for some reason, my feed only shows the streams, but never your videos. YouTube algorithm being weird for some reason. That's strange. I don't do a whole lot of videos, so maybe it's that. But hey, thanks for joining, though. It's always great to have you live.
Yeah, your channel's growing pretty quickly, eh?
Yeah,
Over
I
3,000.
hit 3,000, which was a bit of a surprise. Bobby Legs and I were talking about it last week after Watch Soup, and I thought I was about 40 or 50 behind. And then on Monday morning, I woke up and it had already hit 3,000. So I'm kind of slacking on doing my giveaway to celebrate. I have the hats here, but I've got to get around to doing that. Yeah, so much to do, so much I want to do.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks. Peter is saying that he's not a fan of bronze. I can understand that. Oil money, nice pickup for the mother-in-law. Glad your wife's side of the family can actually appreciate Rolex. Not sure what happened there, Amin. I need to catch up on Friday night stream. Maybe something was said there. Let's see. The bronze Back Bay 58 be available in the US. It's Tudor boutique only. There are no boutiques in the US. It will be, Rick. I'm pretty sure it will, because Canada does not have any Tudor boutiques, but there is a store that is allowed to sell this watch. So if you go on the website and it says search for boutiques or something, I'm sure they'll put up a couple of ADs that are boutique certified. So yeah, they got their way around that. I can't wear bronze. My skin is bronze. That's funny. It would look good on you, I think, Ajay.
You just blend in. Yeah.
Maybe the dial would blend in. I feel like the dial would blend in. Plurkner says, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I feel like the only way bronze cases can be good is if the dial is made to patina also. And the contrast between the dial and the case of the pan bronze will be ridiculous after enough patina on the case. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting thought. But I think some people might actually like that, the contrast. IWC seems to be having a bronze that doesn't patinate too much. Okay. Would that be the Spitfire, maybe? The new Spit, or not the new one now, but they had a bronze Spitfire come out. Tudor finally done with the Black Bay releases. I know we were missing stainless steel green dial and a sapphire case Black Bay. Sapphire case Black Bay. Whoa. I don't think that'll ever happen. But that would be interesting. I don't think Tudor's done with Black Bay. We might as well call them the Black Bay Company. That's not a bad thing, but thoughts on that, Toran?
I mean, I can't really add to what you said there.
Yeah. Um, Panerai does make great watches with bronze, says Bobby. Jason, good to see you. Clandestine Luxury. Um, Celebrate 3K subscribers with a 3K watch. Yeah, no, I'm pumping the brakes. I've been good for 2 weeks, guys. I've been good for 2 weeks.
That's better than me.
I'm gonna try and appreciate what I have. Try. So I'm not.
Well,
I'm
I'm on
not
the
even.
precipice of 5K, so I don't think I'm going to be dropping 5K on a watch though.
Yeah, yeah. How far away are you, Torin, from 5K?
I think like 40 subs or something.
Wow, that's close. There
Pretty
you
close.
go, guys. If you haven't already, go check out Everyday
Yeah,
Watches.
shameless plug, guys. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Marcus, hey man, good to see you. You were the star of the show with Pete's not so obvious watches video. I was surprised to see you there, but that was a great conversation, great video. I really enjoyed watching that. Um, Thanks, Calvin, and thanks, Bill. You guys are very kind. I do appreciate it. Um, I've been taking the bus, hence no new watches. Yeah. All right, guys. So I was going to talk a bit about collecting, about checking off the boxes. That is kind of what a lot of us tend to do. I know I wanted to do that when I first started, and I don't know how your journey. I know it's becoming a cliche now, but Torin, with you, what happened? But I felt like at the beginning that I had to have a watch of every category. So dress watch, dive watch, chronograph, pilot's watch, so on and so forth. But I quickly fell out of that, and I'm glad I did because it kept me from purchasing watches that I didn't want. And I tend to tell people to not check off the boxes. Don't do that. Um, Buy basically the watches that you are attracted to, and don't put money, no, don't throw money after a watch that you may not like. I mean, it's one thing to buy maybe a dress watch. If you don't wear a dress watch, you spend maybe $200 on a dress watch. Maybe that's a good way to go about it. If you do need it every once in a while, it's there. But a lot of people I've seen putting significant amounts of cash down on a watch that they're not really enthusiastic about. And this, I think, is where watch diversity can be a bit of a bad, flat tire on a car. Maybe it can give you a bad experience, and I feel like a lot of people should not go down that route. I don't know what you think, Torin. If you would recommend people to follow that route of having a diverse collection, or if they should just get, if they really like divers and that's all they want, get 6 divers or 8 divers. And going that way might be a bit much as well. But but it's good to find balance. But Torin, I don't know if you want to try and tackle that. Do you have any thoughts about watch diversity?
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak to my own journey, and I think
Yeah.
maybe there's some tangible experience or advice from that. But for me, I mean, I would tend to agree with you, but like for me personally, I did try and like when I started getting into collecting, I did compulsively feel the need to check off all the boxes at first, as you mentioned, like get a dress watch, get a field watch, pilot watch, diver, chrono, all the different types. But I didn't invest too heavily in terms of like money. I got more affordable pieces, and I think that was valuable experience because, like you, I wouldn't really advise it right now, but it taught me like it helped me refine the taste in terms of like what I do like and what like I'll kind of seek out now more so than before. For example, like owning a dress watch, it made more sense earlier on too because I used to kind of work in more of uh, like a corporate business setting, and it made more sense. But I didn't really like the nature of a dress watch not being very water resistant, being ultra thin. sometimes being precious metal doesn't really appeal to me because now I know my taste is more kind of sporty, more of a tool watch. So I had a couple of dress watches, but they didn't stay in the collection. And same thing with even like a chronograph. Like I like the idea of a chronograph, but I've never actually seen anyone practically use a chronograph like for its actual function. Um,
Yeah.
so like as much as I like the idea, and like I've never owned an Omega Speedmaster. Like I know you've got the most recent Speedy, and if I was going to get one, that might be the one to get because I really like the engineering behind the new movement and also the refinements in the case and bracelet. But like it's not something I feel like I need to have because of the complication, like having a chronograph. I
Yeah.
would use a dive watch timing bezel more frequently than a chronograph. So,
Yeah. I
well, I
think I
guess
agree with you.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, I mean, I can't really speak for other people, but I think it's kind of worth investing in it. Like, get your feet wet in it, but maybe like don't like try and go after really expensive pieces just to see, like, discover what you like, and then from there, I think you can just, like you mentioned, go for watches that interest you, and I think the best thing is like just to have a couple of pieces, like in my collection, that are just very versatile and you could actually make it work, in different scenarios. Like there's certain watches you can kind of like make it more dressy if you change out the strap or the bracelet, or it can be more sporty or more tooly. So just have a couple of watches like that. Like for me, I think my Seiko Sarb 035 borders on dressy, but it's also quite sporty. Same thing with the Rolex Explorer. I mean, like that is a chameleon. You can literally wear anything with it, and I think it would just look appropriate with that attire.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you made some great points. Getting your feet wet, that's a really important part of figuring out what you really like. Because I think a lot of us, at least when I started, I only like dress watches. I still tend to gravitate towards dress watches, but now I really appreciate a good dive watch. And the pendulum kind of swung for me because I went from really liking dress watches to really liking dive watches, and then kind of back in the middle now, where I can appreciate both, or more. And yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that you have never seen anyone really use a chronograph for its intended function, and you're probably right. Um, I force myself to use it. So if I park somewhere, I force myself to set the chronograph off, or
Right.
if I'm at like a windy road on my commute to work. I have a beautiful commute to work, lots of back roads, lots of windy roads, beautiful scenery. And I'll time myself, see how fast I can go. And I can, if I have my Focus ST, that'll be a lot of fun. If I'm in the Prius, then I won't bother. But
I can
but
just picture you with your chronograph and your racing gloves on the steering wheel. And
yeah, no racing gloves, but yeah, yeah, you get the picture. It's a lot of fun, and it's like, yeah, okay, so last time from here to work it was 6 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can beat that. It'll be at a specific stop sign, and so I'll look both ways, make sure I can go, and then just take off. um, but not condoning going over the speed limit, but you can take a corner efficiently without braking. Anyway, guys, yeah, this is how I get into trouble. Um, but yeah, I think if someone were to ask me, I think I would give the same advice. Just buy the watch that you really love, like the kind of watch that you really love, and then maybe get your feet wet elsewhere. And it applies to a lot of people who might be seasoned. I'm not saying I'm seasoned. I'm actually just a rookie when it comes to watch collecting. Everyone in the chat has way more experience than me. Torin, you have way more experience than me. Um, and even for me, I have to kind of get this reality check that I don't have to have a chronograph, even though I have now. But there was a time where I was thinking, okay, it'd be nice to have a chronograph, but I don't love the complication. The reason I have a Speedmaster is because I love the Speedmaster.
yeah,
Um, and it finally fits on my wrist. Not because it's a chronograph. So that's kind of the thing I think we should think about.
Yeah.
But there were some really good comments, so let's dive into that. Um, Let me make sure Oil Money's comment is clean. It sure is, and funny, pure gold. Um, I'm checking all the boxes in my horological journey. If I only did that when picking a wife. That's funny, Oil Money. I know you love your wife. um, Jason says, maybe I missed a comment here. Oh, no, I didn't. Jason says, I don't check boxes, but I do want my collection to complement itself without a lot of overlap, in the hopes that my watch budget will go further. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good point. Jason recently got a really cool Tiffany watch, Cartier tank style, but horizontal. I've never seen anything like it before. Um,
Horizontal.
yeah. So
Oh.
it's flipped on its side. So the 12 is actually a 3, and a really cool watch. And makes me respect Jason that much more, because where did this thing come from? It's so cool. It's his own thing, and he loves it, and that's something I really respect. Kudos on that, man. Congratulations. um Rick has some really great advice as well. He has no rules. He buys what he likes, and I sell or trade if I no longer connect with the watch. Guys, if you haven't seen Rick's conversation with the YouTube channel Watch Talk with the Punters, he did a great live stream. It was like 4 hours long, maybe 3 hours long. Rick
Wow.
has an insane collection. It's different now. I know it's different now. But you guys need to do yourself a service and go check that one out. Watch Talk with the Punters is on right now as well, I believe. So if you guys are here, thanks. But they're more important. um, Bobby, again, another amazing collecting philosophy. Colors make watches diverse, just my opinion. That's true. And Bobby, the way Bobby does it is he gets the best watch he can find in a specific dial color. So I think silver cannot be beat. Bobby's silver Longa one that he got last week cannot be beat. So I don't think there will be a better silver dial, but he has a beautiful Rouge Reverso small tribute small seconds, I think. But yeah, just amazing collecting philosophy, and he gets the best of what he can get in that color. So I think that's a great collecting philosophy.
Great discipline too.
Yes. Yep. And it keeps him on track, because he doesn't buy multiples of the same dial color. I wonder if that applies. Bobby, do you buy the same brand? Like if there were two fabulous, fantastic dials from the same brand, would you buy them, or would you want to be diverse? Be interesting to know. Chloe, hey man, good to see you. Flat tire, bad experience. I think I've heard this story before. Yeah, let's move right on. Paul, good to see you. Hey, Paul. Thanks for joining us live. That's great. Hello, Toran. When I first met you, I thought you were in London, England. Hi, Engineer Wannabe. I think 3 watches are enough, and beyond that is illness or social media influence. That's an interesting philosophy. Yeah. Um, really, one watch is all we really need, if we even need a watch, right? But I guess we're enthusiasts, and our collecting mentality lands on a certain number of watches. For me, I think it's around 6. I know for Bobby Legs, I think he's mentioned 12, or 5 to 12. I think he said. But Torin, do you have a good number, or a perfect
I have a
number?
number I'd like. I mean, I would say between 8 and 12 would be ideal, but I have
Yeah.
14 right now.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You got room to trim.
But I am trying to flip some, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. Bruce, Leroy, good to see you. My taste for simple dials keeps me out of a lot of trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Jay was saying consuming so much watch content probably influences more purchases than people realize. You see it on YouTube and you're like, maybe I do like dress watches. Yeah.
Yeah, I was guilty of that early on. I used to watch a lot of the Urban Gentry channel, and like he impulsed me to buy some Dan Henry watches, which were okay, but I didn't keep them that long.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I remember that too. Back when I was watching Urban Gentry more frequently, I remember, yearning for a Dan Henry, uh, the super compressor style
Mm.
case, with the dual crowns. And I remember really wanting that and thinking, wow, this is super cheap. Why
Yeah,
shouldn't I get it? But I never pulled the trigger, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Um, I think you mentioned you had the 1964, right? The Mecha
yeah.
Quartz. Yeah.
It was okay. It was just really small. I think it was like 38 millimeters or something. It was just a
Oh,
little
okay.
small for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Jay, oh yeah, we read that one. It's so true. I have to catch myself because I'd be even scrolling through Instagram. I don't generally scroll through Instagram. I like to support the people I follow by liking their posts as much as I can. Uh, Instagram algorithm permitting, but yeah, when you do see those watches, you kind of want them again. The snowflake has been popping up on my Instagram more often now, and I miss the snowflake. I feel like I need to get the snowflake again. But I know that's just Instagram. That's just me being influenced. So,
Yeah, I
um,
have this bad habit of like watching like some of the YouTubers, like when they review a watch, like halfway through the review, it's still running in a separate window. I'm opening up eBay and trying to find that watch.
yeah, yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
It does happen. And of course, the greatest influence was Marcus when he made me get the Nectin, because that percolated in my head when he showed that picture on Facebook, and I was thinking of the Nectin. He told me it's available at a great price, and I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about it, and I ended up getting it. I don't regret it because man, is it a great watch.
Yeah.
But but yeah, see, it's so easy to influence me, and yeah, I just take
Yeah, it's
things that
either that or like dent your car and you're all in, right?
yeah, yeah, give me like a emotional trauma and I'll burn the house down. Not literally, guys. Don't get me in trouble. uh, let's see. I chat jumped here. Sorry, guys. Um, okay, here we go. Jay, at first I thought I wanted a large collection, but then was only wearing 2 to 3 watches. So now I'm looking to have 2 to 3. That's a good plan. I remember watching Pete from Not So Obvious Watches. I think this is the second time I mentioned him, but I watched a video and he said small collections are stupid, and it's his opinion, and he's good to like he's allowed to have that opinion. He's very respectful, even though he's saying something kind of inflammatory. Um, but after watching that, I was like, why do I sell every piece that I get? Why not just keep it and save up for longer or something? So for a while, I think I hit 8 watches after watching that video, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not having fun anymore, so I'm back down to around 5, not counting G-Shocks or my wife's watches. Oil money, you know what I mean. um, 34 mil Seiko Presages. Uh, I'm up to 5 now. Jason says 5 is probably 1 or 2 too many for me. Yeah, I hear you. Rally strap it. Rally strap. I've never had a rally strap. I need to get myself
You
one.
look good on your Speedy.
Yeah, it would. Uh, this is so good. Oil Money says, I fire up that sweet, sweet chronograph every time my wife's friends come over, just so I know how many hours of my life I will never get back.
Yep.
Oh
To
man,
the
you killed me.
millisecond.
Yeah. uh, Paul says, I feel no need for a chronograph throughout my life, and in the mechanical sense of servicing is crazy. I think the media is gathering too much momentum, and people are buying too many watches. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. we are easily influenced, even if we don't like to admit it. Well, I shouldn't speak for others. I should say I am easily influenced. Calvin says, I definitely checked boxes and followed advice of many of the YouTube experts. When TGV said these were the 10 watches that new collectors should own, I bought them all. Wow, my taste changed. Yeah, there was that whole thing with when TGV used to review a watch, there'd be like a spike in
Yeah,
aftermarket prices, right?
yeah.
So it's not just you, Calvin, and it's not just me. So
How does Tristano sleep at night? This is crazy.
yeah. As soon as Sanjay buys my GS, I'll be looking good back down to 4. If you guys didn't know, Jason is selling his SBG E257. So the beautiful green dial 40 millimeter spring drive GMT. So tempting. Young Excellency, good to see you, man. Our days are going well. I shouldn't speak for Toran. My day is going well. Toran.
Not bad.
Yeah. um, let's see. Peter says he watched that stream twice. Not sure which one you're talking about, Peter. I may have forgotten if I mentioned the stream. Ajay, do you think having so many watches makes it difficult to truly connect with one watch? We all have heard of those nostalgic stories of people seeing their parent wearing the same watch all their life. Yeah, I agree. You don't really connect with them, especially if you buy multiple watches in one day, or you get multiple watches in a trade. I think we spoke about this or touched on this once before. You don't really connect with them. Your excitement is split between the two watches, or if you get one right after the other. Like, I got my Speedy, I was super excited about it, and then the Necton came up, and my excitement was split between the two now, because in close succession I got the Speedy and the Necton. Not that close, but kind of close. And yeah, it's definitely happened to me. So I agree with you, Jay. Torn, I'm sure you've had the same experience.
Yeah,
Being a reviewer.
I do like. I feel like I'm a little envious of some people that do like just wear one watch, like, and really connect with it, and they have all these stories behind it. I wish I did for some of the keepers in my collection, but I think it's a fine balance. Like, I'm balancing out experiencing other watches and other brands with trying to connect more with a couple of select pieces.
Yeah. The cool thing though is that you have keepers, right? So when you do have if or when you do have children, um, they're gonna see your keepers more than the ones that come and go. Like with me, my kids know my Grand Seiko SBGY 003, the thin dress watch. I try to take it if I go anywhere significant. I try to take it with me, and so there are pictures of us just doing family stuff with me wearing that watch. So, and we have a Chromecast with the TV always on, and those pictures kind of cycle through. And every once in a while, we'll see a shot of my watch with me holding one of my children, and I'd like to think they'd remember that watch, and they'd be happy to have it when I'm gone. Oil Money says, I want to be Rick when I grow up. He's always throwing the horological heat. He sure is. As a collector in general, I tend to lean towards check the box every few months. I have to talk myself out of chronographs because I can't read them with my bad vision. Just trying to check a box. Yeah. Toran TGV owes me some money back as well for influencing a Dan Henry.
I'm pretty sure Dan Henry like sponsored a couple of his videos.
Yeah.
Because the amount of product he moved, like promoting them, I think is staggering.
Yeah, yeah. And he's never disclosed that. I don't think he's never disclosed a connection with Squale. He's never disclosed a connection with Carl Friedrich. That's a leather goods manufacturer. A lot of question marks, a lot of eyebrow raising from me. I don't think I'd I mean, I don't have the evidence to say he's being a shill, but you know, suspicions are raised.
I think a lot of people have suspicions. Yeah.
Yeah. TGV is the godfather of YouTube watch content. He does make good videos. Bought the 1964 4 weeks back and worn it once. You made a wise decision not buying it. Yeah. Peter CIOD on TGV. Finally realized it wasn't healthy. My watch collection has only one watch from every brand except for the Speedies. However, I would choose only one color watch at a time. Had to choose the GLC Rouge over the Burgundy. Yeah. Okay, so I think Bobby there is answering my question from earlier, where I was asking him if he'd be okay with owning multiple of the same brand if they had great dial colors, different dial colors. So that's good to know. That's very, very interesting collecting philosophy, Bobby. Quality versus quantity. I'm now all about timekeeping and the movements. It's all, but of course, the look is good. I think the watch market has gone insane, and one reliable movement is enough. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Mark, good to see you, my friend. Sam is here as well. After coming back and being with my collection, I'm leaning towards a small collection myself. I started to think whether I'd service these pieces in the long term. Yep. Sam actually is back in Melbourne, so he has been reunited with his collection, which, man, I don't know how you did it, Sam. You were away from it for so long.
Although I bet he had some good stories with his Casio and Laco.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he actually influenced me to get the 39 millimeter Archimedes because of that Laco he has.
Yeah, so you've been influenced by our friendly neighborhood Sam. Calvin bought the Dan Henry too. Yeah, you guys have great comments. I don't want to miss any, but kind of been stuck here. Sam. Jay once more. If you have set rules for yourself, it probably means it's not healthy to some extent. Yeah, only live once. Although you do only live once, but it's not good to swing the pendulum towards hedonism. So keep it in the middle. Keep the pendulum down there. Definitely buying too many watches. It's bad enough I have to commit what money says to only one employer and spouse at a time. Why should I commit to only one watch? Yeah, not saying you should commit to just one watch. You have quite a collection, man. Don't let go of any more. Good to see you, Joe. Thanks for joining us, man. All right, we caught up. Yeah, so that's really all I had to talk about. We're gonna talk about watch diversity. You know, trying to not fall into the trap of checking off boxes, falling into the trap of just being diverse or watch diverse. It's not healthy. Just appreciate things from far, and it's something I'm learning myself every day. So, but hey, if you guys have any objections, definitely reach out. We can talk about it. That'd be a great conversation to have as well. But maybe we'll end it a bit earlier tonight. Toran, do you have anything to plug or to share with us?
Not too much. I mean, I do recommend, if people are interested, checking out the live stream from yesterday where I interviewed Jason, the owner of Zenea Watches. He has a really great charitable cause coming up on Canada Day, July 1st, to raise money for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, check that stream out. It was a great stream, very interesting. Definitely need to complete it. I have about 20 minutes to go, I think.
Thanks. What about you? Any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, the usual watch soup happening tomorrow at Bobby Legacy's YouTube channel. We'll be talking about a few things. Random Rob did a great video about buying expensive watches. I feel like a lot of us are having like a crisis. You know, like we're taking a step back and looking at our collection, and it seemed like Rob was having a crisis there with his watch, because he recently purchased a Submariner, and I'm really happy for him. He's I think he's like that watch for a long time, and he's got this beautiful Seamaster as well.
Well,
Um,
did he sell a Seamaster though?
I don't think so. He
Oh
he
no.
had it on that video, so yeah,
Okay.
he has that white dial black bezel Seamaster. Um, so yeah, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about um, Toran Harris did a video. I know he's kind of an abrasive personality, Christian, but they were talking about a stolen watch, how one of them had their watches stolen. So we'll be talking about that. So yeah, it should be a great time. I always have a great time with Bobby. Torin, we got to have you on there as well. It'd be good to chat
I'd love
about.
to join. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get that done. I'll speak to Bobby, maybe having you on next week or something, if that's all right. Um, Other than that, I really have to get going on that hat giveaway. I really want to give it away to you guys, a bunch of
Which
hats.
hat?
Well, these are the ones I want to give away. So I've got a Tudor hat that Dan from the Super Best Watch Friends. I have an Omega hat, Longines hat, Oris hat, Oris hat. And this one Eric gave me, so I'm not going to get rid of that. He personally gave it to me. Check out his YouTube channel. Watch Once Over. Haha. But yeah, I gotta do that.
Sorry, guys. Breitling hat staying with me.
Yeah, and this Prospex hat is staying with me as well.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, it was great having you on the stream, Torin. It was great having you guys on the chat. Always enjoy it. Always look forward to this time. So we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. You guys are worth it. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Torin. Making it full circle around back to how life is fleeting. And,
I appreciate you too, Sanjay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, see you next week. Have a good night. Bye.